when I was listening to the Birds 365 this morning, holy shit, Zander had half the fucking team in the Hall of Fame. Hey, this guy's just rolling to the Hall. This guy's rolling to the Hall. This guy's rolling to the Hall. I'm like, holy friggin', I can't wait for 2025. Now, Zander's in a bit of a bad mood for two reasons. A Venmo and no heat. But it is the 4th of July. So I'm hoping that maybe he got his AC fixed or he's in a different room. Or hopefully he's got someone blowing on him. Or wait, a fan blowing on him, I mean. Maybe a fan or something here. Without further ado, one of the more entertaining shows in Philadelphia for sure, next to Big Silz too. By the way, when you want to get, I swear to God, I tuned on, this is going to come off so bad, but I'm going to say it anyway. I tuned on Jeff McClain's podcast. It's so fucking bad. Let me show you how he does it. He goes like this. Well, today, Eagle fans, I was over at the NovaCare Center and pondering and pontificating on what the starting lineups will look like this year. Vic Fangio addressed the media 2 weeks ago yonder. And I'm like, this guy sucks. And no wonder this guy quotes are needed. With all that being said, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Big Z, Zander Krause. How you doing, bro?
Big Silz, I never had a bad day in my life. I don't know what you're talking about, my friend. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, my God. Hey, I'm just saying, I heard you, man.
Wait a second. Let me run a scenario by everybody, okay? You live in a house, whether you're with your wife, your husband, your kids, your parents. I don't care who you're with. You wake up in the morning, and the first thing they say when they see you is, holy shit, you look like shit. If they did that to you in the morning, okay, would you say, yo, F off? You would, right? Well, that's Sileo today. I get it. He clicks on the show, you know, and my air's not working today, and I'm a little hot before the show. I'm grinding. I was out in the yard. I had some things to do outside. I'm wearing a tank, and Sileo just started busting on my chops, and I politely told him to fuck right off.
Yeah, I was just like, the guy shows up. He's got a guinea tee on. His hair's all fucked up. He's got everything going up top. He's sitting there going like this, son of a bitch. What the hell's going on? He's doing everything. I'm going like, you know, I got my hair. I'm feeling good. I just got a nice email. I'm all set up.
Yeah, you want to have a shorter show today? I'm feeling good. 4th of July. You want to go?
Oh my God, you're kidding! I would love that.
Go to 5.
Go to 5.
All right. We're going to 5 today.
That's
Text
fucking
Jason
awesome.
Cole. Tell him no.
Yeah, I will.
Love you, Jace, but enjoy your 4th.
Let me ask you this, man. Do you agree with what I said about Saquon? That Barkley right now, again, bro, he's a Hall of Fame player. No, I'll take that back. He's a Hall of Fame talent. Shady McCoy's had a better 7-year run in the first opening of the 7 years than what Saquon Barkley has. He's got more yards. He's got as many touchdowns. He's been more durable and reliable. How are you saying he's a better ball player than, not you? I'm saying, how would you consider him being a better ball player than Shady McCoy, who's not going to the Hall of Fame?
That's an interesting perspective by you.
I put the first 7 years. Here's the numbers, Andrew.
Now, Shady's got what, 1,100 in his career? 11,100 in his career. Not 1,100, 11,000 in his career. Saquon's got what?
72. 72, 16, and 48.
Yeah, he got me pretty close, man. He did that in a shorter period of time, without a doubt, right?
No, wait a minute, though. In the first 7 years of Shady's career, he had 7,687 yards and 48 touchdowns.
Well, do you think the question with Shady is his best years all came early, and if the take is that Saquon, because he was hamstrung by the Giants, his best years, now that would be contradictory to majority of running backs in history for his best years to come later in his career. But he did just have his best year, in Philly for the first year. So I think he's got a couple really good years in Philly. Give him 3 years of what he did last year and a couple years on the back end of when he slows down a little bit. I think you're looking at 12, 13,000 yards for him.
Again, like I said, and you're right. I'm not disputing the kid. I'm talking about McCoy's first 7 years, 7,687 to 7,216. Both have nearly 50 touchdowns, 48-48, as a matter of fact. They're both in the same room. Don't you think here that if LaShawn McCoy, again, he ran out of gas more later. You're right. He did. Where Barkley might pick it up more because of the team that he's on. All that being said, here's a guy that's been injured 3 of the last 5 years, and we're expecting him to really pick up more yards and be more durable later in his career as he goes into 28, 29, and 30. I'm expecting him to be more durable as he gets older.
I hear what you're saying on that, but I do think he's a special player. I think he's going to buck the trends of the majority of people that it's happened with. But you're definitely right. I mean, this is where you were right. I mean, even a year ago, before Saquon did this, you said he's going to have a hard time getting to the Hall of Fame, and that was before he had a historic 2,500.
And he's a Hall of Fame talent. I want to preference that.
But here's the other thing. Like, if the Eagles, let's just say the Eagles win another Super Bowl in the next 2 years, and he's remembered as big of a part of those as he was, doesn't that kind of overcome some of the stats? You know what I mean? Like, versus Shady McCoy has how many rings? 2? Or did he win 2 or 1?
I don't know.
I know he won with the Chiefs, but did he?
Yeah, he won 1, but wasn't he a role player with them?
That's what I mean. You don't. When you think of Shady McCoy's Super Bowls, you don't think of Saquon. When you think of the Eagles Super Bowls, right now you think of Saquon. Yeah, Shady won 2. That's right.
Where did he win the other one?
Kansas City.
Okay. Yeah, well, he was like a role guy though with them.
He was Buffalo. Oh no. Tampa was the second one.
Okay, he won it in Tampa with Brady and them guys.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, he was like a role guy here with that. So
you're right. You're right. He had 10 carries for 31 yards in the 2020 season. He played 10 games.
I thought he played a little more in the playoffs, but
maybe he did. I'd have to look at the playoffs.
I think that
2019. Nope, 0 carries for 0 yards in the playoffs.
Yeah. Okay, he was just a ceremonial ring.
Yeah. And then in 2019, when he won with the Chiefs, he had 100 carries for 465 on the season.
That brings me to this. Did James Bradbury win a ring?
Bradbury won a ring last year with us.
Okay. He got the money in the ring and never played. What a fucking steal of a year. You thought Jesse James used a gun when he robbed the bank. This guy got 11 million in the ring.
I don't think James Bradbury robbed us. I think that was more that the organization gave him a contract. And James tried to live up to that contract. They didn't want to use the player. That's their obligation. And I don't think he was ever that bad, honestly. I mean, listen, I know he didn't have that good of a 23. But do you guys all really think that James Bradbury was not an NFL cornerback to any level?
No, I thought
he could have been Isaiah Rodgers last year. He could have been a guy to some extent. So I don't think Bradbury robbed us.
No.
Yeah, I think it was a little, it obviously ended the way it did. And Jay Brown, we got an all-pro year from Bradbury, a year that, we got close to the Super Bowl. Obviously, I know how it ended. I thought that was a shit call against James Bradbury. I know he pulled a little bit, but holy shit, what a bad call that was. And I don't, you know what? I kind of like James Bradbury. I'm not going to lie to everybody. I kind of fucking love him. I like the way he talks. I like the way his mentality is. I like the way he approached being a coach bench guy.
Yeah,
I like him. I got no problem with James Bradbury.
I do too. All right. I got to tell you something here, man. This is really one of my favorite things to do. Unlike Jeff Kerr and John here, I'm going to bring something out here. Fox Sports, baby, came out with something here. Who are the top 10 quarterbacks heading into the National Football League's 2025 season?
No.
And once again,
we're not doing this on a 4th of July. We're ending the show at 4 o'clock if you don't shut your mouth.
This is Big Silz. This is not my list. This is not. I want to read you something here. I'm not going to read you the rest of these tools, but I am going to read you this here. Hold on. You got Dak at 10. Jaden Daniels at 9.
Ooh, a little low for you, boy.
Listen what they said about him, though. Daniels needed just one NFL season.
Dude, you're not. You can't now glaze subheads or sublines, sub headlines, whatever the hell they're called.
Justin Herbert, number 8. Mayfield, number 7.
I like Mayfield at 7. Mayfield's good, man.
Yes. He's really turned it around.
He's really good.
Is 6.
Okay.
And here is the man from the city of brotherly love. Listen what these fuckers from Fox.
Get Jalen up there.
Hold on. This is what they wrote about him. Hurts made his 2nd Super Bowl and won his 1st ring last season. Great. That being said, he wasn't as prolific a passer in 24 as he threw for a low since being named starter for 2903 and 18 TDs. Those numbers were more of a function of the Eagles' successful commitment to the running game and to Saquon.
I think that editor listens to Big Silz.
Barkley, who rushed for 2,005 yards and 13 TDs. That's the shittiest thing I've ever seen for the reigning MVP of a Super Bowl I've ever seen. That is so disrespectful. Again, the reason I did this, the lists are stupid. But the perspective of how they look at him nationally is what it is. Outside of Philly, nobody blows this guy.
No one likes us. No one likes us. No one likes us. We don't care.
We're 4.
From Philly, fucking Philly. No one likes us, and we don't care. I don't give a shit. He keeps winning. We keep parading, and everything is good in my world. I don't give a shit what some nerd on ESPN writes before the beautiful 4th of July holiday.
3 is Lamar. 2 is Mahomes. And number 1, it's Hurts sitting at 5.
I like her. I like Allen at 1. Who was 2? Mahomes? 3 was Lamar.
And you got Burrow at 4. I think that's right.
Janky list.
I think that top 5's right.
That's a janky list, bro.
Bro, I got to tell you, Hurts being in that group with those dudes.
There's Herbert. Herbert's on that list. Prescott's on that list.
The top 5. The top 5 guys. Hurts, Burrow, Lamar. You could shake that hat up any way you want.
List, man.
Mahomes has to be number 1, though.
Hurts should be up there.
He is up there. He's 5th.
You can make the argument that Hurts
he'll never be higher than 5th.
You can make the argument that Hurts has been a better quarterback the last 3 years than Mahomes has been.
No, he can't. He went to 3 straight Super Bowls.
Yeah, and Jalen was better than him in 2 of them.
Okay, he's won 2 of them, and he's been 3 in a row.
I know, but just like you say, Jalen was the caboose. Why did Mahomes win the Super Bowl versus us in 23 or 22? And then in 23, was he all that great? He was mediocre in those games.
Even in his bad seasons, he made it to the game.
I know that, but
I mean,
I'm just saying. I didn't say
you did.
I'm saying you can make the argument.
Guy 3 versus a guy who had a 23 season. He didn't.
You can make the argument.
No, you okay? You can make the argument.
I love it. You know what I love? And I include you in this.
Damn it.
All right. I love how everybody who isn't from our city, who isn't a fan of our team, who doesn't know the ins and outs, and I don't include you in that part, but the public, the big media, the national media. I love how all they try and do is make us hate our guys. And meanwhile, these guys that we have right now have produced the most level of success this franchise has ever seen. That goes from head coach, coordinators, quarterback, everybody on that team. They all want Jalen's this, Nick is this. Who cares what any of them say, including the great Big Silz. All right? Results, Sileo.
Caboose. All right? Hey, listen, he's going to have to be more this year. That's for damn sure.
We'll see how it works out, man. Wait a second. As you said to me a couple of weeks ago, you got a team you think that can slow down that offensive line? Is there a team? You got a team that can slow down the running game when they have that offensive line in front of them? Okay, so let's see how it all plays out this year. This team has a chance.
There's no way that
This team has a better chance to repeat than the Chiefs did last year at a three-peat.
So do you believe that you think that this football team, if they had to, this year, if Jalen Hurts and they don't have Saquon Barkley and they have to run the ball with Dylan, do you think they can make it to the NFL Super Bowl with that brand new defense?
Without Saquon?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's a knock on him because who's that a knock on?
No, I'm just saying he can't throw you into the Super Bowl.
Well, I don't think it's about that. I think your team just gets worse. Josh Allen, in theory, could throw you into the Super Bowl. He hasn't. Joe Burrow, in theory, could throw you to a Super Bowl.
They don't have good enough teams yet. You got to continue to build.
Well, and if you lost Saquon, you wouldn't have a good enough team.
Okay. That's been always my point.
Yeah, but that is contradictory, Big Silz.
How's it contradictory when you say
it is?
When you do this, Allen and Burrow do not have the team that this guy has.
And if Saquon got hurt, Hurts would not.
That's right. It would lessen the team. Correct.
Well, of course, absolutely.
Okay, that's right. We're talking about your roster being the best in the league, not your quarterback. How you doing? By the way, will there be a new star in the passing game this year? Are we going to see the same characters?
Yeah, that's it. No, I don't think he's actually going to be.
So you don't think Goddard has a big year this year?
I think Goddard has a big year, but again, we already ran these numbers. I mean, I think Hurts throws for around 3,500 yards. I think there's a gradual improvement there, anywhere from 35 to 3,800. Sounds like it's right in range to me. Maybe 38 to 4, somewhere in that range. You know what? I think 4 is coming. I made that bold prediction. I think it's very likely. And then I got 1,500 for AJ. I got 1,000 for Devontae Smith. You got 800 for Goddard, and I'm at 4,300. Maybe Smitty gets 11 or 1,200. I'm at 3,500, and add in 300 to between the running backs and the wide receiver 4, 5, and 6, or whatever the hell they are. Tight end.
I really love the fact that Hurts and Patullo are working this offseason together, making sure that these guys are on the same page. You know what Clint said? He said these guys are zooming, these guys are together, these guys are talking. They don't want to have the bumpy start that they had at the beginning of last year.
Zander, hasn't Jalen thrown it into a Super Bowl without Barkley? Josh Prout, what a great observation by you. Yes, you would be correct, my friend. Miles Sanders.
So do you think he could do? You think he could do
it? The field now with the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, let's put it to you this way, my friends. Jalen Hurts a year ago, throwing the football, okay? You guys have said it. We didn't have to. We don't need it. We have one guy. We don't need our quarterback. So because we're a dominant running attack, I don't need my quarterback every week. That's such an asset. There's no doubt. It's not a rip. You guys don't need him every week. It's the only team in the NFL that doesn't need their quarterback every week. Now, wait. In the run game, he's essential. He's more essential in the run game than he is in the passing game because they're afraid of him in that run game. All right. I want to shift gears on something on you.
All right. Seriously.
Because it kind of ties in a little bit with the players that you just mentioned in the NFL, and I'll get to it. You think Bryce Harper's been a success?
I think Philly's overrated that run. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, the team became one of the top teams in baseball. Now, I don't think
the reason I'm bringing this up, he's halfway through.
Yes, halfway through halfway through the 13-year contract. They're halfway through the season. He's 6.5 years in on the 13-year deal he signed in Philly. I think he's been tremendous. I don't think he hasn't been worth the money. I think he's been worth the money. But to say it would be a success would mean that he came here and brought a championship to the city, and the team that they built around him, which, by the way, is not cheap. So for anybody who says, well, the team's not that good, well, then they spent the wrong money.
238 plus million.
Exactly. And it's higher than that. 238, you're low on that. Let me look that up real quick. Because
you think they're behind the Mets?
Well, they're 4.
Oh, they're 4th? Wow.
The Phillies payroll this year is $279 million.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. So my point is, when you have a player like Bryce and you spend like a top franchise in the baseball, in my world, success means a World Series. Now, I grew up, my dad was a fan of the Yankees. That's how he grew up in the middle of PA. He had one channel on the radio. It was the Yankees baseball, Giants football, and Rangers hockey.
WABC.
Yep. That's where he was. He had one thing he dialed up listening to it every night. So I grew up with my dad being a diehard baseball fan and a fan of the Yankees. They win World Series over there. They don't get happy because Bryce Harper hit a home run in the championship series.
They don't hang pennants, AL pennants. They hang World Series pennants at Yankee Stadium.
So I think the Phillies have not been as successful. I don't think it's all on Bryce though, but I do think it's not quite. I don't think it's quite a success.
Do you think baseball is different than football when you're looking at a guy like Josh Allen then and Joe Burrow and that, where you have, again, I think baseball's the toughest championship to win because you have to have starting pitching. You have to have.
It's a hard championship. I think
it's the hardest championship to win. Do you know that there hasn't been a back-to-back National League champion in the National League in the World Series since 1975-76? Since 1975, the Big Red Machine, there hasn't been a back-to-back World Series champion. And there's a reason for that because it's
I actually agree with Killa here, but yeah, I agree with you.
It's the hardest championship to win.
It is, maybe. Killa says, let's hold the horses. The Phillies could very well win the World Series this year with Bryce Harper this season. Hold on, just wait. Killa, I actually happen to agree. Starting pitching has been way better than anticipated. They have a
Wheeler's Player of the Month, by the way.
They have a deep lineup in terms of starting pitching, way more than I expected. Christopher Sanchez has been lights out. I mean, when Luzardo is on his game, he's rock solid. They have great starting pitching. The bullpen is kind of trash right now. I don't like any of the bullpen guys, but can they do something? I don't know. Can you transition an arm maybe to a bullpen arm? I don't know what they can do.
You think they make a move on trade deadline? That's at the end of the month.
Maybe for a bullpen arm. I think the lineup's got to play a little different. I don't like the way they swing their bats. We talked about this the other day. I don't like the way they swing their bats. I think they got to play a little more small ball, and I actually think their lineup is conducive to small ball success. They got Trey Turner. They got Alec Boehm. You got guys in the back of the lineup like Brandon Marsh. I mean, if you just ask him to hit instead of home run all the time, maybe he has a little bit more success putting a bat on the ball. You got Schwarber in there as a big bat. I mean, I don't love the way that they play in the batter's box, but I do think Killa, if they get hot, they could be a team to watch.
How about this? Next Tuesday or Wednesday, we're getting Tim Kirchin on. Do you like him? I'm getting Tim Kirchin from ESPN on, and we're gonna do a little bit. I had Gary Sheffield on the morning show this morning, and Gary Sheffield loves the Phillies. He thinks the Phillies have a great opportunity this year.
That's
he
good.
goes
That's
like
good
this. He goes, they've got a great lineup, and if that starting pitching can do what the White Sox did a couple of years back when they won the World Series, when they had Ozzie Guillen as their manager, and they can go deep in the playoffs, they're going to have to go. The starters are going to have to go plus 5 2/3. He said if they can go 5 2/3 and be limiting on the bullpen, he thinks the Phillies have a shot to probably play the Dodgers. If the Dodgers get their shit together, the Dodgers have to get injuries, and if they get their injuries right, it's going to be the Dodgers. It's going to be the Dodgers and them. So, in the NLCS. So, I mean, you could see those two in the NLCS probably playing against the Astros in the World Series. I think the Astros are going to go, not the Yankees.
Ooh, Astros are good squad.
Yeah, I think the Astros are going to go.
All right, everybody in the chat who likes the Phillies. Zander, would you trade Bryce Harper for Judge? Just asking.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I unfortunately, I might have to agree.
Dude, this guy hits multiple home runs. This guy broke Lou Gehrig's record the other day for multiple home runs.
He stinks in the playoffs. He's like Dakota.
It drives me insane. It really does. That that donut he took drove me nuts. Dude, I grew up like your dad.
Dad was right. Harper's clutch. Judge is not.
It's true.
Where was Harper in game 6 and 7 versus the Diamondbacks 2 years ago?
I got it. That was so weird how the Diamondbacks rolled them up like that.
That series lives rent free in my head.
Let me go back to football here. One last thing here. I did a small hit in Pittsburgh.
Nice.
On the Fan. they asked me, and I got to tell you, bro, I don't know what it is. When I go somewhere else, I'm fucking like constantly defending you guys. And it makes me nuts. I found
Well,
myself.
that's because I think you realize how good we are. And anytime you might grow in on something, obviously you can find things to nitpick. It's like anything, you know, a nice sports car drives by, you're like, wow, look at that car. That's a nice car. And then you get up close and personal, and the owner's like, I fucking hate this dent right here. And this little chip drives me crazy. And you're like, wait a second, dude, your car is beautiful. But the owner sees it differently. You're up close and personal with the Eagles, and you're Big Silz. Let's be real. You're wired to fucking disrupt, to stir, to question, to doubt, to do all these things.
Listen, so these guys go like this. Don't you think that Howie would bite on TJ Watt for Nolan Smith? Zander, you should have heard the dead air. I go, no, why would he do it? And they go, what do you mean? He's one of the greatest players. I go, if you think that guy's Joe Green, you're out of your mind. I said, let me put it to you this way. Why? The Eagles didn't need a double-digit sack guy a year ago. Why would they want to spend $40 million on a guy? They've already got their money. The Eagles have their money counted already. They've got their money appropriated already. Yeah. I mean, they've got an idea who they're paying, who they're not paying. And why would they upset that for a dude who's 30 years old? Now, I looked at the numbers. He has had 30 sacks in 2 years. It's awful good. But, I mean, I don't need him to win a Super Bowl. I don't need to have that. Now, Myles Garrett, a little different conversation. TJ Watt, I don't know, dude. He's missed 8 games in 4 years, too.
Jalix Hunt is coming. Nolan Smith. My only concern
this is huge conversation in Pittsburgh.
What, that they're trading Watt?
That they want to trade Watt to Philly for Smith.
They're not trading Watt to Philly.
That's what I said. I go, never happened. I said never happened.
No one. So they bid on that, man. They all bid on that. Yeah, that's bullshit. That's not happening. By the way, it's completely against everything the Eagles have done this offseason. And I, like you said, you've pointed this out, Silz. It's the one thing I think that you even alerted me to about this defense and the way Vic might be thinking. And you've been on this since they won the damn bowl. They had the #1 defense in football, and their leading sack guy had 8 sacks. Do you really want to spend $40 million on a sack artist?
No.
I don't think you do.
What? No, I'd rather spend it on a corner.
Football players. I think you want the right football player. Again, it goes back to my favorite movie and one of my favorite quotes of all time. I'm not looking for the best players, Craig. I'm looking for the right ones.
Players.
We got the right players right now. I don't see a need to infuse that with a $40 million shiny object, shiny piece. I just don't see it. I don't think it's worth it.
Do you think he's got some interest in it?
Howie?
Yeah.
I think Howie calls about every single prospective player on the market ever. That's what I think. And I think he does that because he's good at his job.
And he's also looking at market.
You don't understand, though, what the cost and the price of other assets around the league are going for, then how are you doing your job well as a general manager? He needs to know what TJ Watt's going for, not because he wants TJ Watt, because he needs to know to be good at his job. Again, I'm using cars today because I'm shopping for a new car. I sold my truck. An example. If I'm a used car manager and I don't know what used cars are selling for, how the hell am I supposed to be a good used car guy? You got to know, you got to have a feel for the market and understanding of what's going on, right?
Yeah,
he knows.
absolutely.
He knows exactly what they would take for TJ Watt, I'm sure.
Absolutely here. All right, Zander, let's get to some of the supers. Guys, send us some supers here. We appreciate you guys. By the way, dude, next week, it's going to be 7 days to the Chargers reporting. And I believe it's going to be 14 days when we get to see. And how about this? All the videos that we're going to have, Zander, on JAKIB Sports from training camp again, like we do when John's sending them. Folks, this is going to be your one-stop place.
We got to go hard, man. We got to go hard. And actually, I would like to ask the people what they would like to hear and see from us as creators this season. Like, and I'm talking. What do you want Silz and I to do? What do you want me and John to do? What do you guys want to see? Because I do want to make the content that the people want to see, and we have such a loyal base, and I feel like they deserve to be able to say, I want to see this, I want to see this, and I'll fucking make it happen, man, for sure.
I just want to tell you guys something here before we move on here. Zander works behind the scene 24/7. All the things that he's doing, he's a one-man band. And I got to commend him. I tell you what, in our industry, we have a lot of chaos in our industry.
A lot of fake people is what we got.
Yeah, and
that was nice. He froze up as he's
tear
complimenting.
it down, and I've been able to do. Did you do that?
No, you froze up.
Oh, I did. Okay, and what they've done is they've absolutely done a spectacular job at growing the brand. I can't be more proud of what you do, Zander. I mean,
Thanks,
dude,
bro. Appreciate it, man.
You're keeping everything going, and you're keeping it going in the right direction. That's why I'm going to do the same thing. Listen, if you guys want to see a particular guest, I can get anybody on. There's nobody I can't get on.
I haven't found somebody yet that Sileo doesn't have some sort of connection with.
And I'll find that person to give me his number. Okay,
Stevie,
that's how I work it.
Stevie pissed on the router.
And Stevie's a good boy, man. That's my boy. So I just wanted to throw
Stevie, piss on that router again. I'll punt you.
Hey, we'll be making a hat of you here, Steve. Like Zander did.
Stevie, it might be all sunshine and games right now, but if you mess with my show again, I'll punt you. I used to say
remember this. Remember this.
When I was a kid, my mom had a little dog, a little cockapoo, little fucking dog. I fucking hated that little dog. I loved it, but I hated it at the same time. I used to say to that dog, "You mess with me, dog, I'll punt you. I will punt you. Don't think I won't do it."
He's giving you a Rod Burgundy. He's gonna punch you off the bridge.
Yeah.
I get it. All right, let's get to the supers, man.
All right, man. Thanks everybody for the supers. Brian Fleming checking in. What up, Brian? Happy 4th, Jacob. Happy 4th, brother. Yeah, wait. Before I even read the rest of this super chat, we got 4th of July in like 6 hours. And Sileo rolls up in a Miami tee.
Huh.
You got anything? You're like Johnny Mac. John shows up in a black polo. Sileo showed up in a Miami. I can't get these guys.
Right.
These guys, I mean, you can't get these guys to do anything different if my life depended on it. I mean, look, I at least went white shirt, got the red logo, got the blue hat. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
I'm gonna make a short, and I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna wish everybody a 4th of July, and I'm gonna put red, white, and blue on. And by the way, if your dad asked me to put an Eagle gear on at an event, I fucking would put one on. Curmudgeon John, I would put one on. I would put an Eagle. I'm never going to do that because I can't be impartial and shit. I'm not impartial. I'm not a journalist. Big Silz is Big Silz. I don't give a shit about that stuff. Are you kidding me? I love that jersey, dude.
It's not bad, Prince. It's Prince. All right, I got to get the Bryans again. Kyle says, I may not live in Philly anymore, but I'm the same crazy, ignorant, obnoxious person when I lived there. Kyle, I can tell, brother. And I love you for it, Kyle. It's why one of the reasons I like Kyle so much, because I can shit on him. He shits on me back. Yeah. And then he comes back the next day. There's a lot of, one dude. Who was the dude I was messing with yesterday? What the fuck's his name? Mommy or something. Mommy. He got all butter. He's like, oh, yeah, you can't afford this, and you're this. And I'm like, okay, mommy. Okay, mommy. Brian Fleming says, happy 4th, Jacob. Have fun and be safe. Don't JPP yourself with fireworks and lose fingies. You won't be able to type in the chat bashing Silz's takes.
Listen, I cannot touch fire, so I cannot touch fireworks because I'm not allowed, because I've almost lit my house on fire 3 times. Get this. I was thinking of getting a propane tank. Okay, wait.
You'll blow that thing up too.
He's laughing already. My wife
that thing up too.
Wait a second. So I got a grill here, and I'm thinking of getting this propane tank.
Oh, is it a propane grill?
Yeah. And so
it needs a propane. How else are you going to get the thing on?
That's what I say. So she goes, "You're not touching anything like that." And I go, "No, I'm going to put
propane tanks are as stupid proof as it can get, basically. I mean, you got it. Huh? They're pretty stupid proof. I don't know. I feel like you could figure out a way to blow the motherfucker up, but it's pretty stupid proof.
Okay, well now I'm compelled.
You got a little knob for the gas. You turn the gas on and off, and then you plug it up to the grill. You turn the gas on. You click the grill. I mean, it's going.
Hey Prince, let me hook you up on something. My nickname in college was Tripod. Don't worry about it, Junior.
No, it wasn't. That's what you tell yourself. Fake nickname. Kimberly says, headed to Lake George. Great memes there. Happy 4th. Wow, that's dope. I've never been, but I've heard good things.
Good things, Lake George. Absolutely. That's a great place, man.
You ever been?
Yeah. Really great. Really great. Yep. What's
Here's Prince. What manly thing do you do, Silz? Big Silz, you're gonna run wild on you, brother.
I got to think of what do I do that's manly?
I don't know. You put your feet up on the couch. You drink mojitos.
Nah, I don't put my feet up on it.
Yeah,
I drink beer.
You drink mojitos and margaritas.
No, I don't. No, not anymore because there's too much sugar and my sugar levels up. So I got to be careful because I get a little.
Beer's better for you?
No, beer's awful for me. Okay, but the sugar and the shit.
Yeah, I want you to do. Yeah, why don't you call up your boy, Diamond Dallas Page, and say how bad for me is booze, and then let him go on a rant.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that because I want to booze it up. I mean, listen, I spent 36 years fucking working out every gosh dang day.
I know you can booze.
Okay, and I don't want to go there any longer, man. I choose to be large. How you doing? I just choose it now, man. Give a shit.
Because it's easy.
Dallas texts me. Dallas texts me and he goes, "You haven't opened up the program yet." I go, "How can you tell?" He goes, I said, he caught me, dude. Wait a minute. Listen to this. So he sent me 2 fucking emails. Here.
I was listening. Can I just want to say something? This is how much I know Silz. I'm listening to that segment. And I'm listening to Diamond. I'm listening to Sileo saying, I'm going to do it. I'm going to click on it right when I get off here. Whole time myself, I'm thinking, there's not a chance in hell Sileo entertains the thought. He'll never think about that program another second. In fact, he'll get off the show. He'll walk off, take a piss, sit on the couch, and crack a beer.
That's what I did. That's what I did.
There's a little bit of beauty in that, Silz. I'll tell you.
But you know, I sat down, I took a drink, I thought about feeling guilty for a second. Then I said, fuck it. You know, it was about 2 seconds. And then I remembered it. Then I put on Judge Judy.
Look at Prince, man. Why'd you get everybody into Diddy mode? By the way, Diddy would like you, Silz, Mr. Tripod, LOL.
Sure he would, man. You know why? Big Silz is fun to party with. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what. You left your ass. I'm not. Oh, by the way, are you an angry drunk?
I don't drink, but I was never an angry drunk.
Yeah, I'm not. Me neither. I laugh.
I'm not an angry drunk. Yeah,
I laugh. I don't get there. I don't.
Bro, I was never a drinker though. When I was in high school, I mean, I could drink. When you get to college, you got to be able to drink. I could always handle my alcohol. But when I was in high school, we used to throw these parties called Edgeley, St. Joe's Prep. It's a thing. You throw parties in Fairmount Park in Philly. Cops know about it. You go, you get the keg.
Yeah.
You go buy a bunch of cases of 40s, get a bunch of cases of Locos. Now everybody else is getting booze. You know what I was doing? You could guess. I was buying the beer and selling it for $5 a pop and walking out of there with a couple $100 profit every Friday. That was my gig. I wasn't the dude who you had to get into the car because they were out of control. I was never that guy. Yeah. Never out of control.
But that's funny you say that because my Catholic High, every year we would have, during the summertime, we would have keg parties. And so what I would do is I'd get cups, and my buddy who played in the NFL himself, his name is Tony Brown, we would get cups and we would sell them at $5 a pop. And I don't know, man, we'd get like 30, 40 people. We'd have these people over there at a golf course. And we'd make ourselves a couple other bucks. Then you turn
the math, right? You do the math. I used to buy Locos and 40s and then cup the keg. So I'd sell the cases of 40s were 12 in there. They were sold for $5 a pop, you know, and I bought them for $24 a case. So I'm making $60 per case. All right, I'm making $30.
The only problem I always
had 5 cases, that's $150. You get a keg, it's $120. You sold 100 cups or 200 cups. You're making, you know, a couple.
How much was the deposit on the tap? You remember? Was it $40?
I don't remember. I mean, I was fucking young, too young to be talking about me doing this, honestly. But
yeah, I was like, we used to get the tap, then we used to get the
I think it was like $100, right? And then you brought
something like that, like $120 for that thing.
And then you brought the tap back.
Yeah, you brought it back. They gave you the dough, this and that. What do you got planned this weekend?
Dude,
You're
not
not
a whole
doing
lot.
anything. You're just hanging out, huh?
Yeah, not a whole lot because his house is rented up down the shore and everything. So I'll be hanging out with my family. I'm gonna see my niece. I'm gonna see my brother. So he's coming over tomorrow. I'm excited for that. We'll all get together, me and my family.
Any
And that's
fireworks?
I think there might be fireworks around here, but I mean, we're not like a firework family. Like, I don't go and buy fireworks and light them. I don't do that. I mean, if they're happening in the town, maybe I'll see them. But and then tomorrow, I think we're going to my cousin's a little bit after late in the day. So nothing crazy, but I'm just getting with my family. That's the people I want to be around. That's good for me.
Bro, I took steroids. I'm not taking fucking cocaine. What
Oh, yeah, you
nuts?
can't do that, dude. That's a
What
heart
do you
attack.
have my heart explode on me, man? I'm not doing that. I was always nervous about that shit anyway.
There you go, Jay Brown. Jungle Juice and 5 a cup.
My buddies would always, hey, Zander, let me just tell you one party, though, down in South Florida. So Luther Campbell and all the rappers. So I didn't know anything about this. I show up at this party down in Miami. Bro, I walk into a room. There's like these little tiny, like soap bars on about 15 tables, right? I go, what's with the soap on the table? They go, you dumbass, that's not soap, that's Coke. I'm going like, what? And there was like, it was a bar of Snow, like Ivory Snow. It looked that big. I could not believe the amount of cocaine down at Miami when I was going to school down there. It was everywhere. I was always afraid though, dude. I would have did it if I didn't do like steroids, but I was like, yeah, that's not working for me. I'm already taking gambles on my life as it is. I don't need to put myself in the ground.
Right.
Silz, you need to drop a documentary. We got a couple more of these supers here. Now, the documentary, I'm not allowed to because my wife tells I'm not allowed to tell all the stories.
No, you can't. You probably
not all the stories, man. One day I'll tell you about the mafia.
Silz is keeping up his weight, waiting for the Bob Brown call to play 3 tech because JD can only play first down.
Yeah, no, those days are gone, bro. Big Silz can barely put his shoes on. I got slide-on shoes now. Hey, what you make of Diddy getting off? Like somebody said in here, man, Hollywood doesn't go to jail, dude. You don't send Hollywood to jail. That ain't happening. All right.
I don't know what to make of it. I mean, I'll tell you what, I bet you wouldn't be surprised me if Diddy was goes on a lawsuit rampage suing everybody that, called him all these different names. I know he's got some liability, but I don't know. We'll see what happens with it.
I still get that. I said something this morning. I go, yeah, I hear that that Diddy's going to get 2 to 10. And this was in Florida. I go, oh, wait, that was Florida State's record. Sorry, I got it confused. FSU guys got a little pissed at me because FSU went 2 and 10 last year. Your Bama team, by the way, I got them in the top 5
for football.
Yeah,
they got a good roster.
I set my top 25 in.
They got a good squad. That's why I said to you earlier. I'm gonna give this coach another year. I got to give him a chance. I can't jump. It's hard to replace a guy like Nick Saban, man. You got to give him a little bit of a chance. So I think next year is going to have a good chance with a good team. You did a good job recruiting. So we'll see.
All right. Yeah, somebody in here. My grandfather would have kicked my ass.
It's one thing to be a top 5 team, though. So it's another thing to win when the going gets tough, or when January comes, or whatever it is, late Christmas. Prince, I got that one already. What else did I get? Hollywood said, happy 4th, Silz and Zander, and everyone in the chat. Keep grinding. I always will, brother. 49er fan here, but I appreciate all the work you do.
By the way, Hollywood, you are going to be my turnaround team of the year. And you know why? You play the 4th easiest schedule in the league. Okay? You're not playing a very tough schedule. You're not. The Eagles are playing the 4th toughest schedule in the league. You're playing the 4th. You know what? You know who's playing the toughest schedule in the NFL? The Giants. How are the Giants playing the toughest schedule in the league with the shittiest roster in the league? It's the NFC East, I guess, the way it's positioned out. But I mean, hey, Hollywood, I think your 49ers are going to be really good this year. I think you got a cupcake schedule, man. How that will play out in the postseason, we shall see. I think they're going to win a lot of games this year.
Yeah,
I do.
Should be a good year, honestly. I'm excited.
They're going to be a turnaround team.
We'll see.
You watch Minnesota fade.
Got that one. Did we get this one? Hurts is like Brady.
No.
Hurts is like Brady. Brady had half the talent of Aaron Rodgers, but smarter and mentally tough. They both have Kobe's Mamba mentality. I agree with that 100%.
Yep. Hey, like I said, Jalen Hurts is not going to get better as a quarterback. He's going to get smarter like Brady did. You're not going to improve so much more in your arm strength, your body as you get older, but you get smarter in who to throw the ball to, where to throw the ball to, being more timely in your game and how you see it. That's what made Brady so good. Jalen's going to get smarter. You know why? He practices the most important thing. That's working on the game itself. Like I said, his deficiencies are this right now. He's got to get better at setting protections. He's got to get better at pocket presence with the sacks. And that's pretty much it. Just keep getting smarter. You don't have to worry about arm strength. It's good enough. His accuracy is good enough. Just keep getting smarter, dude.
Yeah, I agree. I
do think the constant coordinator changes.
Yeah, I think him taking the stuff at the line of scrimmage a little bit. I think that's going to help
because he's dealing with different systems.
I think now that he's taken over the control at the line of scrimmage, I think that's going to help him morph into a better quarterback in the long run.
All right, Big C, you make sure you and your family have an absolutely fabulous 4th of July, man, and we will be back ready to rock and roll on Monday. And I can't thank you enough, bro.
Yeah, you're good. You're good to end at 5, right, bro?
Thank you so much, man. Thank you, Big Z.
All right, thank you, brother. See you, everybody. Have a great 4th of July. God bless America. God bless all of you. God bless our troops, and God bless the National Football Show. Love all you guys, man.
Love you too, Zander. Appreciate you doing that, brother. Absolutely. Give Zander a big like if you can for me right now. Hey, folks, don't forget our great friends at Morgan & Morgan. You know, I tell you, and we're so proud to have Morgan & Morgan part of the program here because, again, John Morgan has supported me for the last 25 years. It's been absolutely a fabulous relationship because Ultima and him have invested in me because I know the kind of family that they are, and that's why they run that business because it's family-oriented, taking care of your family, looking out for your family. That's exactly what Morgan & Morgan has been built on, is taking care of American families across this country. Folks, when they see that badge and that logo of Morgan & Morgan, they know this. There's a reason they're the #1 injury law firm in America. You know what that is? They win. And they do not get paid unless you win. Simple as that. For more info, with thousands of attorneys from coast to coast, they are there for you anytime you feel you've been injured. Go forthepeople.com/Big Silz or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/Big Silz or pound law 529 to do me a favor. You tell them Big Silz sent you.
This is Eric. When he